Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Today's video is just a quick mount. I've had to go and have my blood test this morning and I got the electricity guy coming this afternoon, so this is effectively my lunch break. And this is Dendrobium conico, which is a primary cross between Goldschmidtianum, which I think has been renamed, I'm not sure, and Victoria Regina. And it's a contradiction in terms because one's a warm to hot grower and one's a cool grower. So between the two of them I would suggest it's somewhere in the middle. The other thing I looked up specifically, which relates to mounts, it doesn't relate to pots, it only relates to mounts, this thing you need to think about, is how does it grow? Now, all the pictures I can find of Victoria Regina in situ show it growing out from trees, hanging down and growing upright. So it's not fussed, it'll do its own thing. However, the Goldschmidtianum, the pictures I've found, show it all growing upright. Yeah? None of them hanging down, or very few. So, and the reason that's important for a mount is whether you mount it hanging down or sticking up. And it does make a difference. Some plants are not happy one way and they are the other way. Some are not that fussed. Hang on, I've just got to let the cat in. Come on then. So he's just gone outside to settle down in the sun, but it's really windy today and the wind has a bite in it. It's got a nip in it, so it's not comfortable out there. Well, not at the moment anyway. Right, so I'm hoping we've got enough roots to mount. It's coming into growth from the base there. I mean, this wasn't happy on its mount, and now it's not happy on its pot, but at least it recovered. And hopefully there's enough roots on here to get onto a mount. Oh, that's something I'd forgotten, is the fact that it's several plants. That's the one with the growth coming from the base, and that's the one with greenery at the top. And these roots are okay. So I'm not sure I'm going to bother planting the other two pieces because I don't think they're going to do anything. This, however, has started to grow. I think I'll stick that one on the mount. It might produce some roots. At the moment, all it's got is a kiki. But it might actually produce some roots. Oh, there's a tiny little bit of green there as well, so it looks like it might be going to do something. This one, it's a plump cane. I suppose it's not going to hurt to mount all three pieces. I mean, these roots are okay, they're not rotten. Yeah, we'll mount all three pieces. So this is a very easy mount. I don't even need to bother clearing up in between. We can just move all that into one corner and I'll clean that up later. I've got my mount here. That's been sterilised. I just pour boiling water over it a couple of times to sterilise it. It's a used mount, but last time whatever was on it was planted on the back. This time it's going on the front. It's got lots of gnarly bits on there for roots to get into. So all we need is a decent length of wire. I can find the end. There we go. I don't think that is the right end actually. That's oh, I don't know. What about that one? Yeah, that's more like it. We'll put that one back and use this one because this is coming off the top of the coil. The other one was coming off the bottom of the coil. So we'll use this one. Where's me mount? 1, 2, 3. To say, I always go along the lines that if I've got too much wire, I'll put a bit to one side. It might come in useful for wiring a bonsai branch or something at a later date. But if you run out, got too little, you know, it messes you about. Right, so that's a nice long bit. Right, now I'm gonna, no, I'm only going to put moss on top of the roots, not underneath, otherwise it might stay too wet. So we need to get a piece of wire. So I was just looking to see how long the roots are. This piece has the longest roots. It doesn't matter if they hang off the bottom of the mount. So I think if that went there, this one hanging off the bottom, I'll curl it round if I remember. So that'll be that one, and that'll be the most important one. So we need to go round about here. And what I do is I put a piece around the back that I'm going to use to coil in a minute and bend it so that it stays there. And then we can put our plants on. That one's going to go there. That one can go a bit lower down with the kiki a bit higher up, and then this one that's got that tiny little bit of green on it can go in between the two, and we'll see what happens. And then we'll get some moss on. Don't need too much. Got a lot of root here. You can always add more later. Some people think that, you know, that once you put your moss on and you've tied it on however you choose to do so, whether it's moss, string or wire like I use, or fishing line, whatever you use, you can always add some later. It doesn't have to be it. And like that. And then a bit of moss fell off down here, so we'll tuck that back on. You can come round here, quite low down. And then I'm going to go back round quite high up this time, but I'm going to go behind that kiki, like that, and behind that one, and just hold the canes in place so that they don't flop over. And then all we do is with the last piece, we go round and find the bit that we started with, and that gives us our two ends to twist together. And just twist them like that. And then we can cut the loose ends off. Get my pliers, which just allows me to say I can twist this by hand. Oh no, I will use the pliers. Just keep twisting until it pulls tight. But don't go too mad, you don't want to garrot the plant the other side. And just tuck it in like that, and that helps pull it tight around the other side. Like that. And there we go. That looks okay. It's already got a hook on it. As I said, it was a used piece of bark, so it's ready to go. The only other thing that would have been nice would have been to keep my label, but we should be able to just tuck that in. A sort of over under type thing around these loops. We should find something to hang on to. stay there, are you? It's not absolutely necessary to have a label on this because I know what it is and it doesn't look like anything else, so I won't get it muddled up. So there we go. It doesn't need watering. The moss is already wet. It won't need watering till it starts to dry off. So there we go. That's that done. Nice quick job. And as I said, I've got an electrician coming to do the when you rent a property, there's a legal obligation to get your electric supply, and they do a percentage check on the wiring in the house and any fixed units that are actually hardwired. So units that are mobile, as they call it, so things that you can unplug and plug in somewhere else, they don't touch those, they don't check those, but they do check some of the sockets that they plug into. And then you get a certificate to say that it's been certified as safe, which is, as I say, a legal obligation in rental properties. I haven't got to pay for it or anything. I've just got to let him in and let him do it, basically. But that's sometime after 2 he's coming. And yes, it's, what is it now? 1:30, so he won't be too much longer coming. So there we go, a quick mount. As I said, I've got lots of jobs to do. There aren't many that are coming out of pots and going on mounts, but there are some, and I will need to get another rack hooked up here in the not too distant future, because the one I've got here now is quite full. Oh, sorry, there's some banging going on. I thought somebody was hammering on the door. So what's the matter with using the bell? Anyway, I will see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.